You're watching KSL 5
are
News.
the foundation of everyday life. Eating, sleeping, and exercise.
Our brain learns without us even thinking about it what's around us as it's happening.
As humans, we thrive on routines, but sometimes we find ourselves in unhealthy ruts. Tonight, in this Your Life, Your Health special, we learn what it takes to get in the habit. You've probably heard tales about, well, it takes 21 days to form a habit, right?
Well, we hate to break it to you, but research shows it takes a bit longer. Intermountain Healthcare's Dr. Kai Dorsey says on average it takes 66 days to create a habit, healthy or unhealthy.
In tonight's Your Life, Your Health special, we're exploring the science behind habits, why our brains form these automatic routines, and what it takes to get in the habit.
We found some of the most disciplined people we could find and dissected their habits.
We wanted to learn what motivates them, how do they develop a routine, and what happens when they get off track. For many, we discovered it starts with a productive morning.
We'll be doing this 3 times.
Nat Harward is the ultimate creature of habit. His alarm goes off at 4:15, and by 5:30,
Here we go.
he's teaching an indoor cycling class.
10 seconds. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is what triathlon training looks like.
All right, last one. Here we go.
But he hasn't always been this way.
And I had really, like, 0 routines. Being up until 3 in the morning all the time and realizing this is not going to work, and I'm so tired.
Nat said the quality of his life slowly eroded. He knew he needed a change.
It was like hitting a big reset button on my whole life.
He noticed a common thread among successful, high-performing people.
They were training regularly and had set work schedules or set morning routines.
Nat was determined to follow suit. He says it starts by prepping the night before.
I wake up and even when I'm like, oh, I don't want to, it's like, yeah, but I already mixed the drinks and laid out the clothes and packed everything up.
He exercises for 2 or 3 hours and makes a healthy breakfast before jumping into work. Nat realized a structured morning routine increased his confidence and self-control.
And regardless of what happened the rest of the day, I knew that I could start the next day on my terms.
Intermountain Healthcare's Dr. Kai Dorsey says waking up early isn't a hard choice for someone who does it every day.
They've got the conditioning, and they feel much better than before when they didn't.
But for someone who's starting out,
Every morning it's that choice, but once you get momentum going, momentum is your ally in changing behaviors.
Nat started to feel stronger. He slept more, had more energy. Over time, he started accomplishing his goals, like competing in Ironman triathlons.
My life is so much better. Having done this, I want to keep doing it. Everybody feeling good?
Today, he's the president of the Intermountain Healthcare Tri-Team. And this year, he'll represent Team USA at the World Triathlon Championships in Switzerland.
It was totally worth it. Like, all of this work has paid off.
Nat says some days, well, it takes a second or two to get out of bed, but the reward of exercising always outweighs sleeping in.
That part I agree with. Experts say the secret to understanding habits, though, is learning what goes on in our brains. Intermountain Healthcare's Dr. Kai Dorsey says nature is lazy.
Your brain converts actions into automatic routines like walking or driving. We store these patterns in our midbrain, creating a shortcut.
We no longer have to spend all that energy having to relearn that task over and over again.
If you're not careful, the brain could turn even unhealthy habits into second nature.
Nature's going to want to make us sit on the couch and watch Netflix all night. It's going to make us want to not get up and work out.
But the frontal lobe can help us break those unhealthy habits. It lets us think before acting. So how do you do it? It's all about the cue and the reward. For example, the cue could be walking past a bowl full of M&Ms. You're conditioned to grab a handful every time and rewarded with the taste of chocolate. Or a healthier option, the alarm goes off, you're conditioned to put on your running shoes and rewarded with the satisfaction of exercising.
One Utah woman has done exactly that. She's found new, healthier ways to reward herself.
As a result, she's overcome habits she never thought possible. As news specialist Ashley Moser reports, 20 years ago, she lived a very different life.
I mean, every countertop and everything is covered.
62-year-old Suzanne Martin meal preps every Sunday night.
Italian dressing.
She wakes up in the 4 o'clock hour and trains every morning. But 20 years ago, she never imagined where she'd be today.
So I started drinking in high school. I come from a long line of alcoholics, right?
And continued to drink for about 25 years.
I drank all the time.
She said addiction ruled her life.
You choose that over anything else.
Even your family.
They were ready to kick me out and I was going to lose everything.
That was the turning point. She started attending Alcoholics Anonymous.
Listened to what people did and I did the work.
She replaced her habit of drinking with a habit of attending daily support groups.
I have never had a desire to drink again.
This healthy habit lent to another. At 50 years old, Suze walked into the gym for the very first time.
I didn't know what to do. I mean, I knew what a treadmill was and that was it.
She hired a personal trainer.
I'll never forget the first day she walked in.
She said she was overweight and weak, but that didn't stop her.
She was there before me every single time. She never, ever, 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 ever missed.
It became my new addiction, working out.
She went from being completely out of shape to one of my most fit clients. She could do everything I threw at her.
Intermountain Healthcare's Dr. Kai Dorsey says if you slip up one day, don't give up.
Restart that clock and keep going. You didn't lose all the progress you made.
He says you get to decide whether or not you act on an unhealthy impulse.
We still retain choice. We still retain autonomy. And that's how you change habits. That's how you change behaviors. It's how you change addictions.
Suze was determined. She surrounded herself with active friends who had similar goals.
She was like, don't wait for me, you know. And now, like, I don't know that I could keep up with her. Like, she is amazing.
Suze went on to complete a full Ironman and now coaches other athletes too.
It inspired me. To this day, I still gain strength from it.
You're never too old. I mean, I was 50 years old before I walked into a gym.
If you're sitting home right now thinking, I can't overcome a thing, know this, it has been done from worse, I promise.
It just becomes a habit, and it just becomes a way of life.
Ashley Moser, KSL 5 News.
Ashley, thank you. Sue says drinking only helped her feel better temporarily, but the health and happiness she's felt after changing her lifestyle is lasting.
Coming up, how technology can help you create new habits. Plus,
so some people wonder, why are you doing this? It's like it's a waste of time. What's the point?
one Utah man loves Salt Lake City so much, he's doing something most would never consider. Welcome back to this Your Life, Your Health special. Tonight we're talking about what it takes to create lifelong habits.
Health experts encourage folks to focus on one habit at a time. To be successful, they say, build it into your routine, plan for obstacles, and find a way to stay accountable either through a friend or an app. And lastly, reward yourself. That's my favorite part. Reward yourself for sticking to your commitment. Soon enough, it'll be a habit. One
Utahn has set a goal for himself that many would never consider, and he's doing so in great strides. News specialist Matt Rascone breaks down his strategy.
A little bit more of a classic time.
Chase Murdoch owns a custom suit shop downtown. He's a successful businessman with another full-time job and a family.
You know, I've got a busy schedule and there's different priorities.
One of his priorities is to slip away on his lunch break because he's got a big goal.
I want to run every street in Salt Lake City.
That's right, every cul-de-sac in turn, all 1,500 streets.
Some people wonder, why are you doing this? It's like it's a waste of time. What's the point?
But for Chase, it's a way to see the city.
Here, I love the mountains. I love the different neighborhoods and the personality they have.
And check off his fitness goals.
Stay focused on hitting my weekly and monthly mileage goals.
To prepare him for a marathon this summer. For Intermountain Healthcare's Dr. Kai Dorsey, it starts with something simple.
At first, it was just hitting my step goal.
In 2 or 3 months' time, I will have made the habit of actually doing something. That's the most important thing. And then I can modify it as I go to be more aggressive to fit my needs, fit my goals.
Chase said running has significantly improved his time management.
You have to find how you fit that in and build your life around that.
Even though his schedule is different every day, he makes a plan every week.
Sometimes I have to get up a little early for a meeting, and so I have to fit it in over lunch.
He says progressing towards his goal is rewarding.
I think that's like the truest form of happiness.
Right now, Chase is only 10% complete, but he's determined to see his goal to the end.
It's my favorite city in the world.
Matt Rascone, KSL 5 News.
Thanks, Matt. As Chase knows, breaking old habits or even adopting new ones is no walk or run in the park. So now many people are tracking those habits with their smartphones.
Scores of apps remind us to repeat our new habit. Others reward us, while some hold us accountable. But as news specialist Lori Pritchard asks, can they actually get you to change your habits?
I have been working on playing the piano. I've been working on cross-stitching, making a habit of creativity.
Alessandra Meekum struggled with making any new habit stick.
I'm very free spirit. I am not a person who's naturally organized.
Until she found the app Habitica. Essentially, it's a game that turns her habits and daily tasks into monsters she can conquer.
You have a little avatar, and as you complete your lists, as you check things off, you get rewards. You get a panda egg or like a dragon potion.
The more positive habits Alessandra slays, the stronger her avatar becomes.
It's kind of a way to make it fun instead of just, here's my to-do list and it's causing me anxiety, and so I'm going to avoid it and run away.
Alessandra has also teamed up with other Habitica users online. They help her on adventures and support her on conquering habits. But a lazy day for her is a setback for the entire team.
And that's a really good, like, social incentive for me.
Just trying to get back into decent habits.
Becca Rayburn has help from a different app, Habit Hub. It uses visual chains to represent how many days she's repeated a new habit. Miss a day, and the chain breaks.
Just seeing those chains keep getting longer, it was a great motivation there.
Reinforcement is important, so if you're reinforcing it every day, that brain doesn't get a chance to lose that momentum.
Habit Hub includes rewards as well as daily reminders, and its data and charts help Becca visualize both her progress and her weaknesses.
It's so much easier to come up with a concrete plan rather than just, oh, I wish I was better at this.
While apps can reward you, remind you, or hold you accountable, changing habits still takes willpower.
We still retain choice, we still retain autonomy.
That means Alessandra, Becca, and the rest of us still have to do the work. But an app might make it a little easier. Lori Pritchard, KSL 5 News.
Lori, thanks. Still ahead, why one family's made a habit out of eating less sugar, and what we can do to also curb our sweet tooth. Plus,
Reginald, the T-Rex, had a fierce and mighty roar.
making a habit of daily reading, how to squeeze it in with your kids and for yourself, coming up.
Welcome back to this Your Life, Your Health special. Tonight we're talking all about habits. We know too much added sugar isn't good for us, but manufacturers are getting smart. They sneak it into everything.
But one Utah family is a little smarter. They're making a habit out of reading labels and decreasing their sugar intake. As news specialist Allie Davis reports, the benefits are worth it.
7-year-old Charlotte Hodges is an expert in the kitchen.
And some peaches.
She's making an all-natural fresh fruit smoothie.
Like ice cream.
With no added sugars. It's a commitment the Hodges family made about a year ago after Charlotte had some behavior challenges.
She was having some pretty bad meltdowns.
But after eliminating sugar from her diet,
it's like night and day difference.
The family's made a habit of eating healthier together.
Sugar's hidden in everything. So like even by breakfast, she's already had 100 grams of sugar.
Now Amy Hodges reads the labels on everything.
I'm the gatekeeper of my home, so if I don't buy it, like, they're not going to eat it.
It's obvious that foods like donuts and a Snickers bar are loaded with sugar. But what you may not realize is that supposedly healthy foods like a protein bar or juice could also be hiding added sugars.
Intermountain Healthcare's Ashley HAGENSICK tells people to read through the lines. She says sugar's often disguised as things like barley malt, cane juice, and even rice syrup.
It has been directly linked to type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease.
She recommends people limit their added sugar consumption to 25 grams per day and to identify temptations.
Is it walking by someone's office that keeps a bowl of candy on their desk?
For Teddy Hodges, it's eating out.
I want a #1 with a large Dr. Pepper. You got to get rid of that auto response.
And if he has to, he plans ahead.
I went out to eat to lunch today, and I just knew what I wanted.
He says cutting out sugar helps him be a better dad.
My energy's more consistent. I don't have the highs and lows.
Now, it's an easy choice.
Because I'm used to it.
Once you break that cycle of eating sugar every day, it's kind of like,
His rewards? Losing weight and extra energy to keep up with his kids.
My front flip.
It's just being able to play with the kids. Good job.
Allie Davis, KSL 5 News.
Allie, thank you. HAGENSICK encourages families to watch out for added sugars in things like salad dressing, cereal, peanut butter, ketchup, and even yogurt. She says it's an easy way to cut back.
Healthy habits go beyond just diet and physical exercise. Stimulating our brains is just as important. One young mother has found a way to keep her family's minds active together.
You want to start at the beginning?
Jensen Bradshaw reads thousands of picture books to her kids each year.
Oh, Miko will be fine. Travel safe, child.
It's part of their everyday routine. She set an example by also reading herself.
I usually have like 5 or 6 books going at any time.
It allows her to unplug, to learn something new.
But also really lend themselves to great discussions and connecting with other people.
Jansen makes reading a priority, and she finds ways to multitask.
I love audiobooks.
Maybe they could start over.
So I listen to something every day on the way to and from the gym, while I'm folding laundry or doing dishes.
Even while picking her kids up from school.
We can listen to Circle Round or we can listen to My Only May Amelia.
To develop the habit, she recommends finding something you actually enjoy.
If you're really into it, you know, you put your kids to bed a little early, you stay up a little later, you finish your dishes a little faster, you put down your phone quicker.
And choosing a time without distractions.
Whether that's getting up early or getting to carpool pickup line 5 minutes early.
If you find you're not interested,
just give it up and pick something new.
Intermountain Healthcare's Dr. Neil Davis says reading is critical to early brain development.
The more positive and the more, just by quantity, language-based interactions that a child has, that builds health into a child's brain.
But, he says, it's about more than words.
You want me to snuggle you?
Nurturing interactions matter.
You want to sit by me?
He says it's powerful bonding time.
My 2-year-old always says, arm around me when I read her, which is really cute.
And Jansen's determined to make the most of time with her girls.
The best thing in the world is being happy, being you.
That is the best bonding time. Jansen finds new books and book blogs on Instagram. As she says monthly subscriptions are worth the cost, but also takes weekly trips to the library to check out free books with her girls.
Still ahead, making a habit of slowing down. How 20 minutes of silence could save you stress.
Not all healthy habits require you to hit the gym or get on the move. In fact, taking some quiet time through regular meditation can really pay off. Intermountain Healthcare's Stephen Tu says just 20 minutes of daily meditation can de-stress your life. He tells people find a comfortable chair, quiet your mind, and instead focus on your breathing patterns. He says this improves concentration, improves creativity, and leads to overall better health.
Okay, I'm gonna do that tonight.
There you go.
Thank you for joining us for this Your Life, Your Health special this evening with these tips. We hope you're better prepared to get in the habit.
And all new Blind Spots next, and we'll see you back here tonight at 10 after an all-new Dateline.